All right, gonna start in a few minutes. I had me on mute, Jay. Can you hear me now? For my Girls Inc. team, Jaylene, that is my cousin. So she's chiming in with us. Thank you, Jaylene. Love you. Hi to everyone joining. We're gonna begin at 1. All right, it is 1 o'clock. I'm actually gonna give it a few more minutes to let the girls kind of log in a little bit. For those who are there, hi. You all probably know me. I'm Anissa, and I'm going to be reading Junie B. Jones' Dumb Bunny today. There's only 6 here, but just a reminder, this is, a YouTube live for the girls, so let's keep the comments appropriate and about the book. So I don't know. Talk to me in the comments because this is a little weird being by myself. Thank you, Anna. We'll give it a few more minutes. Yeah, so Dumb Bunny, I think, is when she's in 1st grade or 2nd grade. I know it starts when she was in kindergarten. Yeah, Caitlin, I was obsessed with the books too. That's why I wanted to read it to the girls. It's a chapter book, but it's pretty thin. So Jess asked, what is it about this book that made you choose it for your first live? Because like everybody was saying in the comments, I love these books and I've been obsessed with them when I was younger. These were all I used to read. And Junie B. Jones actually has a lot of books out. So if this goes well, once I'm done with this book, hopefully we can get into more of these books. Good question, Jess. Oh, another thing. Love these because they're written in Junie B. Jones' perspective. So you're reading it like you're a 1st grader, which I think is pretty awesome. I hope more people show up. My favorite holiday candy? Well, if we're talking about Easter, which is an Easter book, the little Reese's peanut butter cup eggs, I love those so much. Everybody calls me weird, but I think they taste different than the regular Reese's because they have more peanut butter in them. So those are my absolute favorite holiday candy, or candy in general. Thank you, Adage. I'm gonna give it till 105 and then I'm gonna start. Jaylene, my name is Junie B. Jones. The B stands for Beatrice, except I don't like Beatrice. I just like B, and that's all. So that's usually how she starts. Can't believe you remembered that. Eatage, peeps for life. I hate peeps, but good for you. I just feel like they're too sweet. Caitlin likes peeps too. Hmm. And Anna. Lyrics with me. We're not a fan of peeps. We actually have this tradition in my house that every Easter we get a box of peeps and we hide them around the house because we just hate them. So everybody else has to kind of look for the peeps, and they'll be like in the most inconvenient places. So like in your shoe or in the pocket of one of your sweaters. So I think that's pretty cool. Kind of sad we can't do it this year because we can't really go out. But for anyone joining us, hi. I think we're gonna start at 1:05. Just give a few more minutes. Yay, 10 people in. $11 people in. Hi, everyone who's popping in. We're going to start in just a second. All right. Oh, the numbers are like fluctuating. I don't know. Should I give it a few more minutes or should I just start? Start. Okay. All right. Well, those who are joining us, hi, welcome. Thank you for popping in. There's only 11 of us, but 11's better than nothing. So really excited. This is the first YouTube live from the Mariposa team. So yay! Super excited. And of course, I would be the first one going live because that's just, my luck. So, we're gonna be reading Junie B. Jones, The Dumb Bunny. I thought it was perfect, especially for Easter. Start. Thank you, Jay. Oh my God, I'm totally blanking. I had a huge script that I had for everybody, and now I can't even remember it. So I'm just gonna jump right in. So Dumb Bunny, I chose Junie B. Jones. I kind of explained it a little bit earlier, but I chose Junie B. Jones because I loved these books so much when I was a kid. And there's just so many of them. I think it follows Junie, which is the main character here, from the time she was in kindergarten, all the way until she graduated elementary school, I believe, if I can remember that far ahead. So since, we all have to kind of be home because of everything going on, I thought it'd be cool for me to read a book to my girls. If anybody's there, any of my girls are here, you can comment in the box. So this book is all about Junie, kind of going on like this Easter egg hunt and trying to be the one to find the golden egg. So getting the golden egg, if anyone has ever done like an Easter egg hunt, the golden egg is, the ultimate egg. It has the ultimate candy in it, the ultimate prize. So this is kind of her going through it, and getting it in the best way that she can. Hi, Sarah. So Sarah said we were talking about candy. Her favorite Easter time candy is licorice jelly beans. Interesting choice, but not that bad. All right, so this is a chapter book, but I think I'm only gonna read, a couple chapters. We're gonna be here until about 2:00-ish, and then Lyric is gonna hop on to speak about their media club. So please stay tuned for that. Super excited, 2 lives in one day. So yeah, I'm just gonna hop on in. We'll have a couple questions afterwards, and maybe a little bit in between. So. All right, first page. Dumb Bunnies and Clucks. Monday. Dear first grade journal. Dumb bunny, dumb bunny, dumb bunny. I am not allowed to say dumb bunny on account of my teacher heard me call May that name on the playground. And he said for me to knock it off. Only here is something I just thought of. Even if I can't say dumb bunny out loud, I can still think it inside my head, because heads are silent, which is what I like about heads. I'm going to try it out right now. I put down my pencil and looked at May. Then I squinted my eyes real teensy, and I thought that name to just myself. Dumb bunny, dumb bunny, dumb bunny, dumb bunny. May looked suspicious at me. What are you doing, Junie Jones? Why are you squinting like that? She asked. Stop it right now. Stop that squinting. I paused my squint. I'm not just squinting at you, May. I'm also thinking of a name about you inside my head, but you don't even know what name I'm thinking, because heads are silent, which is what I like about heads, I said. May frowned. I started my squint again. Dumb bunny, dumb bunny, dumb bunny, dumb bunny, dumb bunny, I thought. After I finished, I brushed my hands together, very satisfied. There, that ought to hold me for a while, I said. May kept on frowning. Then, blam! She exploded out of her chair, and she zoomed to the front of the room. Mr. Scary, Mr. Scary. Junie B. Jones called me that name again. I know she did, only she thought it inside her head. And that is just plain sneaky. Mr. Scary was writing at his desk. He closed his eyes and did a big breath. May, what are our 3 new rules about tattling? He asked. You and I came up with 3 new rules to control your tattling, remember? Can you tell me what they are, please? May stood there a long time. She did not like the 3 new rules, I believe. Finally, she started to say them. Rule number 1, count to 20 before I tattle, she grumbled. Mr. Scary nodded. Yes, May, excellent. That's the first rule. Go on. Rule number 2, said May. If I still feel like tattling, count to 20 again. Mr. Scary did a thumbs up. Yes, good. And rule number 3? May sucked in her cheeks. Rule number 3. If I still feel like tattling after that, go home, eat dinner, go to bed, wake up, eat breakfast, come back to school, raise my hand to tattle, then put my hand over my mouth, and please be quiet, she said. Mr. Scary clapped his hands. Perfect. You've got it. Those are exactly the rules we talked about, aren't they? He said. I'm very proud of you for remembering them. He stood up and walked her back to her chair. You have a great memory for rules, May, he said, but the next step is to actually follow the rules, okay? And I don't believe you counted to 20 this time, did you? I leaned over and tapped on him. I can vouch for that, I said. There was definitely no counting. Mr. Scary frowned at me. I'll deal with you in a minute, Miss Jones. You and I are going to review the rules on name calling. I did a gulp. But I didn't even call her a name, Mr. Scary. All I did was think of a name in my head, I said. May flashed her angry eyes. No, you did not just think it, Junie Jones. You told me you were thinking it, and that is exactly like saying it. Almost, she said. She went on. Plus, you didn't even think it quietly. You thought it so loud that I could hear it in your brain. Mr. Scary. May looked up at Mr. Scary. My ears were tested last year in kindergarten, she said. The nurse and I can hear as good as North American barn owl. Mr. Scary stared at her a real long time. No, May. No, I'm sorry, he said finally. But the nurse did not tell you that. You do not hear as well as a North American barn owl. May squirmed in her chair a little bit. Squirming is what happens after fibbing. Does anybody know what fibbing is? It's when somebody's lying. At least that has always been my experience. After a minute, May put her head on her desk, and she covered up with her sweater. Mr. Scary bent down next to me. As for you, Miss Jones, that is the absolute last time that I ever want to talk to you about name calling, he said. I don't want you to say dumb bunny, or think dumb bunny, or sing dumb bunny, or hum dumb bunny, or write dumb bunny. Do you understand? I tapped my fingers on my desk. But then what am I supposed to do when May is mean to me? I asked him. I have to call her something, or else she won't even know I'm mad. I thought for a second. Then I clapped my hands together. Hey, I know. Maybe I could just think the dumb bunny part in my head, and I'll call her just plain Bunny. I said, would just plain Bunny be okay? Mary popped up from under her sweater. No, 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 she grouched. Just plain Bunny isn't nice either. My friend named Sheldon stood up. Bunny isn't nice? How come Bunny isn't nice? He asked. I have an aunt named Bunny, and she is very, very nice. Sheldon looked at Mr. Scary. Your Aunt Bunny is married to my uncle. My Aunt Bunny is married to my Uncle Vern, he said. Aunt Bunny has a lot of. Mr. Scary quickly held up his hand. Yes, Sheldon, we know. You've told us many interesting things about your Aunt Bunny, but right now we don't need to hear any more about your Aunt Bunny's skull tattoos, said Sheldon. Please sit down, said Mr. Scary. Across the room, Lucille sprang right up. Well, I love bunnies, she said. And so this subject is perfect timing for me because I am having a big party at my giant house on Saturday, and all of you are invited to come. She bounced up and down, real excited. And guess what else? A very famous bunny is going to be there to meet you. Guess who it is, everyone? Guess the bunny. Guess the bunny, she said. Room 1 thought real hard. Then all of us started to guess at once. Bugs Bunny? Buster Bunny? The Bionic Bunny? Thumper, we guessed? Lucille rolled her eyes. No, she said. My bunny is way more famous than those dumb cartoon guys. We guessed some more. The Trix Rabbit? The Velveteen Rabbit? Peter Rabbit, we asked. Lucille stomped her foot. No, she said again. What's wrong with you people? It's the Easter Bunny. Haven't you ever heard of the Easter Bunny? She reached in her desk and pulled out some fancy envelopes. Then she waved them around real angry. Do you see these invitations, huh? Do you? She asked. These are invitations to an Easter egg hunt at my rich, expensive house. And I was going to pass them out at lunch. But if you dumb clucks ever even heard of the Easter Bunny, just never mind the whole thing. After that, she did a huffy, and she flounced back in her chair. There's Lucille. Mr. Scary hurried over there. Then he quickly got her up, and he took her by the hand, and he walked her into the hall. They were gone a real long time. When they finally came back, Lucille said she was sorry for calling us dumb clucks. That is some kind of insult, apparently. Then she took the envelopes out of her desk again, and she gave everyone an invitation. And so, yippee, yippee, hooray, hooray, room 1 is going to a party. How do you guys, that's the first chapter. We're on chapter 2 now. How do you guys like that so far? Comment in the comment box. And if I'm reading too fast, let me know too. I've heard that I speak really, really fast, and it's really hard for people to keep up sometimes. Anyone? Okay. I'll just move on to the second chapter. Chapter 2, Clothes and Nubs. Lucille, Sarah said, fun, a little fast, yes, but good. Love it, you're doing great. Thank you, Caitlin. I'll slow down a little bit. All right. Chapter 2, Clothes and Nubs. Thank you, Lyric. Jaylene said, bring me back to elementary. Anna said, super fun. All right. Lucille was still mad at lunch. I just don't get it, she grouched. How could anyone forget the Easter Bunny? The Easter Bunny brings candy right to your door. Lenny did a frown at her. He doesn't bring candy to my door, Lucille, he said. The Easter Bunny is a different religion than mine. I'm Jewish. Shirley nodded. I'm Jewish too, Lucille, she said. I've never even been to an Easter egg hunt before. What do you wear to something like that anyway? Lucille stood up and fluffed herself. Well, since the Easter Bunny and I are the same religion, I'm going to wear a fancy Easter dress, Shirley, she said. Shirley thought for a minute. Then she nodded. Then I guess I will wear a fancy Jewish dress, she said. Lenny's eyes lighted up. Really, Shirley? You mean we have our own clothing line, he asked. He smiled. Then I think I will wear some fancy Jewish pants, he said. My friend's named Herbert, tapped on his chin. Let's see. Since I'm a Presbyterian, I guess I should wear Presbyterian pants, he said. He turned and looked at me. Presbyterian means we iron out our own wrinkles, I think, he said. Just then, Sheldon slapped the table with his hands. Hey, I know. I will wear a fancy turban. A fancy turban is religious clothes, right? He asked. I love fancy turbans. Mr. Scary was listening to us while he ate. He quickly put down his sandwich. Boys and girls, we are getting way off track here, he said. Lucille's Easter egg hunt is not a religious party. Really. I've spoken to her mother about it. It's more of a spring picnic with an egg hunt activity. Am I right, Lucille? Yes, she said. My mother said the Easter Bunny isn't even working that day. He's just going to hop around the party and smile and have his picture taken with people. I thought about that for a second. I don't think bunnies should smile, I said. Bunnies have yellow teeth, like clown teeth. Except Bunny's teeth are way pointier. Sheldon nodded. My Aunt Bunny has a pointy tooth, he said. She can stab a pickle with it, and the pickle just stays there. All of us stared at him. Sheldon has the interesting family I have ever heard of. Briss Brown, hi. Thanks. Said thank you for the story time. You're welcome. Thank you for listening. Lucille did a big breath. Well, I don't care about pointy bunny teeth, she said. Bunnies have cute, floppy ears and puffy, fluffy tails and itchy, twitchy little noses. I kept on picturing their teeth. Bunny teeth can nibble your head into a nub, I said. No, they cannot, Junie B. Jones, she said back. Oh, yes, they can, Lucille, whatever your name is, I said. I saw it on Oprah. Mr. Scary glared at me. I ducked my head in my seat and I quieted my voice. Oprah has a lot of nub information, I said very softly. Mr. Scary glared again. I started to squirm. Teachers can spot a fib a mile away. At recess, Lucille told us more about the party. She said that there were going to be lots of delicious food to eat. Plus, also, there was going to be an exciting prize for the Easter egg winner. And wait till you hear this, she said. My daddy is going to hide a real pretend golden egg, and whoever finds the golden egg will win the grand prize of the day. And that is a fabulous play date with me, Lucille. She twirled around and hugged herself. And it's not just any old fabulous play date with me either, she said. The winner is going to go swimming with me in my heated indoor swimming pool that we just had enclosed. She did a little shiver and rubbed her arms. Isn't that exciting, everyone? She asked. Doesn't that give you the tinkles? She looked around. Well, doesn't it? Huh? Doesn't it make you tinkle all over? She asked. All the children looked curious at each other. Herbert rocked back and forth on his feet a minute. I think you mean the tingles, he said at last. Jose nodded. See, Lucille, you definitely mean the tingles, he said. Lucille squinted at these two. Tingles, tinkles, whatever. The point is, a play date with me gives you goosebumps on your arms, she said. Just look at your arms, people. Don't you see them? Don't you see the goosebumps? All of us looked at our arms. None of us had goosebumps. We waited and waited, real patient. And then finally, goosebumps, shouted Sheldon. I see goosebumps, Lucille. He ran to her and pointed. Look, Lucille, see them? See my goosebumps, he asked. Lucille's face beamed very happy. Ooh, Sheldon, those are the goosebumpiest bumps I've ever saw. Thank you, Chelsea. Thank you for those goosebumps, she said. After that, she gave him a big hug, and she waved her fingers at us. Well, ta-ta, everyone, she said. It's time for me to go look at myself in the cafeteria window. Then she shook her shiny hair, and she skipped away. Sheldon kept on standing there. He was shocked from the hug, I think. Then all of a sudden, his whole face lighted up, and he began to shout, Lucille, wait up! I'll look at myself in the cafeteria window too, he shouted. He took off skipping after her. I smiled to see that. I think Sheldon has a crunch on Lucille, I said to my friend Herbert. Herb looked funny at me. You mean crush, Junie B. He has a crush on Lucille, he said. I started to laugh. Don't be ridiculous, Herbert. It's definitely a crunch, I said. I am excellent at expressions. Herbert looked funny at me again. I do not know why. After a minute, Sheldon and Lucille skipped past us. This picture. They were smiling and giggling and chasing each other. Sheldon was calling to her. Come back here, you springy little lamb, he called. I slapped my knee. Springy little lamb? Ha! He called her springy little lamb. That is a hoot, I said. May heard me talking. It's not funny, Junie Jones. Can't you see what he's doing, she said. Sheldon is trying to get good with Lucille, so she'll tell him where the golden egg is hidden. He's just trying to win the play date to swim in her pool. She followed him with her eyes. He's not going to get away with it, though, she said. After that, she cupped her hands around her mouth and she shouted after him, You can just forget about it, Sheldon Potts. I am going to be the one who finds the golden egg, not you. I've got eyes like a red-tailed hawk. I looked at her very curious. May has a lot of bird parts, I believe. Also, she is a cuckoo. And that is not name-calling. That is just the truth. Sarah said, thanks for showing the pictures. Of course. All right, chapter 3. Waiting and waiting. On Saturday morning, I jumped out of bed very excited, because today was the day of the party, of course. The Easter egg hunt, the Easter egg hunt. Today is the day of the Easter egg hunt, I sang real loud. I ran into Mother and Daddy's room, and I turned on their light. The Easter egg hunt, the Easter egg hunt. Today is the day of the Easter egg hunt, I sang again. Mother opened one eyeball. It is not time to get up yet, Junie B., she said. It's still dark outside. Please go back to bed. I put my head next to her face. Yeah, only I don't think that's actually possible, I said. On occasion, my brain is already activated. Mother put her pillow over her head. I lifted it up. I'm going to find the golden egg today, I said. I told you about that, right, Mother? Whoever finds the golden egg gets to swim in Lucille's hot water. I hugged myself very happy. I would love, love, love to swim in a hot water, I said. Except for Sheldon and May want that prize too. Plus, Lucille loves Sheldon, and so maybe she might give him a hint or something. And a hint would not be good. I did a little frown. Plus, here's another problem, I said. May has bird parts, and birds can see as good as hawks. Mother pretended to snore. I did a huffy breath at her. Sometimes mothers do not act their old age. Finally, I put the pillow back on her head, and I went back to my room. Then I picked up my stuffed element named Philip, Johnny, Bob, and we skipped to my closet to pick up party clothes. We looked at all my hangers. I said. What kind of clothes are good egg hunting clothes, do you think, Phil? Phil tapped on his trunk. Well, let's see. Good egg hunting clothes should be easy to run in, probably, because when you spot an egg, you will have to beat people to it, right? He asked. Right, I said. Plus, good egg hunting clothes should not be addressed either, on account of sometimes when I am beating people to an egg, I will have to tackle them and get in a scuffle. Correct, said Philip. Tackling and scuffling often happens in egg hunts. He thought some more. Also, good egg hunting clothes should have big pockets to carry all the eggs you're going to find, he said. I nodded. Yes, plus good egg clothes have to be pretty, right, Phil, I said, because this is a fancy party, you know. I know, said Phil. Egg clothes should definitely be pretty, like, we looked some more. Then, both of us spotted the same pretty clothes at once, like those brand new lavender overalls that Mother just bought, we shouted, real joyful. Phil threw himself way high in the air. Yes, the brand new lavender overalls will be perfect, Junie B, because lavender is exactly like purple, almost, and purple is the color of your favorite glasses. He flung himself in the air again. We are geniuses at picking egg clothes, he said. Yes, we are a genius, Philip, I said back. I cannot lose the egg hunt in this perfect outfit. After that, I quick put on my lavender overalls, and then me and Philip ran to the window, and we sat down on the floor, and we waited and waited for the daylight to come. The party was supposed to start at lunchtime. There was going to be a picnic before the egg hunt. That information was printed right on Lucille's favorite fancy invitation. I read it to Mother and Daddy at breakfast. A picnic lunch will be served on the grounds before the event, I read. I smiled. I enjoy eating on the ground, I said. Mother laughed. Oh, I don't think you'll be eating on the ground, Junie B, she said. Grounds are what rich people call their lawns and gardens. I got down from the table and looked outside. Do we have grounds, I asked. Mother rolled her eyes and looked at Daddy. Heavens no, Junie B, she said. What we have is weeds and crabgrass. Daddy sucked in his cheeks at her. Weeds and crabgrass is an issue, apparently. After breakfast, I waited for it to be time to leave. It was the longest morning I ever saw. Then finally, Daddy said it was time to go, and so I ran to the car, lickety-split. Lickety-split is the grown-up word for zippity-fast. And it took forever to get to Lucille's house. We drove and drove and drove. Then, whew, we were here at last. We turned down Lucille's long driveway. Lucille's house. We're finally at Lucille's house, I shouted out. I leaned my nose against the window. Remember when I came here last year, Daddy? I said. Me and my friend Grace spent the night at this place, and I ate dinner and breakfast with her rich, expensive Nana. Then, oh my gosh, I saw her. I saw the rich, expensive Nana. She was standing there with Lucille's mother and daddy and brother. They were welcoming all the cars. I opened my door and I ran to her. Well, we meet again, Nana, I hollered real happy. Then I hugged my arms around her middle and I tried to lift her off the ground, only she didn't actually budge that good. I stepped back and looked at her. That Nana had put on a few pounds, I believed. And that I tried to lift her again. But this time she took my arms away. Oh dear, no, young lady. You mustn't try to pick me up, she said. You'll hurt yourself. I looked at her kind of puzzled. Yeah, only I'm not a young lady, Nana, I said. Look, see? It's me. It's Junie B. Jones. I pointed at my face. Don't you remember me, huh? I spent the night here with Lucille and Grace. Remember that, Nana? It was the time of our life, I said. The Nana looked closer at me. Then all of a sudden, drops of sweat came on her head. She took out a tissue and dabbed herself. Oh my, oh dear. Yes, I remember now, she said. She did a little shiver. Junie B. Jones, I remember you well. I skipped around her in a circle. Today is going to be fun, right, Nana? Today I'm going to find the golden egg. After I skipped, I held out my hand to do a high five, but the Nana actually didn't respond, and so I just swatted her sleeve, and that's all. There's Nana and Junie B. Jones. Just then, another car drove up in the driveway. I turned around, and oh boy, it was my good friend named Shirley. Plus, after Shirley came Sheldon, and after Sheldon came Roger, and after Roger came Camille, and Chanel, and Herbert, and Jose, and Lenny. And then all the rest of the children in room 1 came too. Only wait till you hear this. I didn't see you know who. I looked all around to be sure. Then I crossed my fingers for luck. And I hoped that maybe May wouldn't show up at all. Because maybe she would forget that the party was today. I thought a minute. Or else maybe her daddy's car would get 4 flat tires. Or maybe his battery would go dead. Or maybe his muffler would fall off in the middle of the street. I thought some more and did a grin. Or else maybe May was playing in her backyard this morning and she bent over to tie her shoe and floof, she got carried off by a North American barn owl. I bent over and laughed out loud. Now that was a good one. All right, last chapter for today, chapter 4. Eggs and sweaty and other stuff. Just as I was getting hope, another car pulled up in fury. Sitting in the back seat was May's here, she shouted through the open window. She was clapping and cheering for herself, and then she jumped out the car and ran to LaSalle's family, and she started shaking all their hands. Hello, I'm May, and I've come to win the golden egg, she told them. She skipped to Lucelle and held out her dress. Look, Lucelle, look, my dress is frilly, just like yours, she said. I gave this outfit a lot of thought, because I wanted us to look like best friends today. She threw her arm around Lucelle's shoulder. Sheldon ran up and took it off. Whoa. You'll have to pick someone else to be your best friend, May, he said. Lucelle was my best friend these days. Remember? May stood there a second. Then she leaned into Sheldon's face. You're not fooling anyone, Mr. Potts. You're just pretending to like Lucelle the same way I am, she said. You're just trying to get her to tell you where the golden egg is. Lucelle looked shocked at the comment. There's May, Junie, Lucelle, and Sheldon. That's not true, is it, Sheldon? You're not just pretending to like me, right? She asked. Because I told you before, I don't know where the golden egg is. My daddy hid it all by himself, and he wouldn't let me peek. She glanced at her daddy, very annoyed. I tried to make him tell me where it is, where he hid it, Chelsea. But Daddy locked his lips and threw away the key. Sheldon clenched his fist. Drat, the old invisible key trick, he said. I hate that one. Finally, he took a breath and calmed himself down. Then he patted Lucelle very sweet. Don't worry, my springy little lamb, he said. I will still find the golden egg and I will win the play date. I'm positive I will. He lowered his voice kind of private. I'm wearing a lucky charm today, he said real soft. Lucelle's mouth came open at that news. A lucky charm, she shouted. You have a lucky charm. What is it, Chelsea? What is it? Sheldon pointed down at his shirt. See that little egg dribble on my collar right there, he said. That little egg dribble ran off my chin at breakfast. And look, Lucelle. It landed on my collar in the exact shape of... He paused real dramatic. An egg, he whispered. Lucelle did a shiver. Ooh, Chelsea, that seems like magic. Almost, she said. Sheldon nodded. I know it, Lucelle. It seems exactly like magic. Almost, he said. My grandpa Ned had every shirt stain in the book, and he said that when egg dribble lands in the exact shape of an egg, it means... Sheldon swallowed hard. May the egg be with me. Lucelle did another shiver. Sheldon smiled. With a magic egg shirt like this, I can't lose today, Lucelle, he said. I just can't. After that, he hurried over to the Nana and tried to show her his egg shirt, but the Nana backed up from him. Then she quickly grabbed Lucelle's daddy and she said the words, do something. The daddy cleared his loud throat. Boys and girls, may I please have your attention, he said. First, I would like to welcome you all to the party today. Lucelle hopped in front of him. Yes, welcome to my party, and welcome to my giant house, and welcome to my big, huge yard, too. She bent down and touched the grass. See how perfect the lawn is cut, everyone, she said. That's because we have a real professional gardener. On account of rich people don't know the first thing about yard work. Right, Daddy? Plus, rich people don't like to get our hands dirty. Everyone looked at the daddy's hands. He quickly put them in his pockets. Lucelle kept on talking. Did everyone see my brand new expensive Easter dress? She said. She spun around and flounced herself. The dress is made out of fancy floaty chiffon. And fancy floaty chiffon is as light as a feather, she said. She fluffed her flouncy skirt. Who would like me to hop in the air and make it float? Please clap your hands, she said. But before we could clap, Lucille already started hopping. She hopped and hopped until sweaty came on her lip. Then Lucille's mother quickly ran over and she dabbed her face with a tissue. I looked at Herbert. This family has some serious precipitation issues, I believe, I said. Just then, Lucille's daddy cleared his loud throat again. Children, as you all know, we're going to have a picnic and an Easter egg hunt today. But for this party to go smoothly, we're going to need your complete cooperation, okay? He asked. Okay, we shouted back. Okay. The daddy smiled. The first thing I would like you to do is get into a nice straight line, he said. A nice straight line, we shouted again. Room 1 is excellent at repeating things. The daddy looked at us. Okay, fine. As I was saying, if you get into a nice straight line, we'll lead you to the picnic grounds in the back of the house. The back of the house, we hollered out. The daddy stopped smiling. We were starting to get on his nerves, I think. Next to him, Lucille's mother and Nana were doing deep breathing. The brother had already gone inside to watch TV. Finally, all of us got into a nice straight line. Then the mother and daddy and Nana did a group hug with each other, and they led us into the picnic grounds. And wow. I could not believe my eyeballs, because on the way, we passed Lucille's huge, big swimming pool, and it was inside a big glass house. All of room 1 did a gasp at the sight. I ran to Lucille and hugged her around the middle. Lucelle, you are even richer than you used to be. Your swimming pool is in a big glass house now, and so many play dates with you will be even funner than I thought. Lucille took my hands off of her. Silly Junie B. Jones, you know the rules. If you want the play date, you're going to have to find the golden egg. And that's not going to be easy, because my boyfriend Chelsea is wearing his magic egg shirt, she said. She looked at Sheldon and did a wink. Sheldon winked back. May was watching that action. Hey, she grouched. That better not be a secret wink about the golden egg, because if you're winking about the golden egg, I'm telling. She poked Sheldon with her finger. I'm going to be watching every move you make, Sheldon Potts, she said. I'm going to be all over you like a cheap suit. I did a frown at that comment. I did not know what a cheap suit means exactly, but here's what I do know. For the first time in my life, May was right, I think. Whoever wanted to find the golden egg could not let Sheldon out of their sight. And that is the end of chapter 4. We will continue with chapter 5 next week. So, with that being said, who do you guys think is going to win the golden egg? Do you think it's going to be Junie B. Jones or Sheldon or somebody else? Let me know in the comments. Caitlin said a cliffhanger. I think Sheldon. I think so too. Lyric said they're rooting for Junie B. Sarah said, Junie. I want to say Junie because she's the main character of the book, but I really don't know if she's going to win it. All right. So what do you think might happen next week? So I haven't read this one, so I don't know what's happening in the book. But for next week, I have a feeling that Junie might win, but I hope she doesn't cheat with it. Like she doesn't do something sneaky in order to win the golden egg. What do you guys think is going to happen? Okay. Thank you, Sarah. Sarah said, yeah, I hope she's a good sport. Same. All right. So I think we're going to wrap up a little early. I kind of got through this a little quicker than I thought I was going to. Anna said, I don't know. I think something sneaky is going to happen. Jess said, don't cheat, Junie. I agree. So I'm going to wrap this up a little early because we did finish a little quicker than I intended, but that's okay because that gives Lyric more time to kind of get into their live and get things going. So stick around for that. Yeah, so any feedback would be appreciated. Follow All of the Girls Inc. On YouTube so you can continue seeing what we're doing. And as always, stay healthy, stay safe, stay home. So I will see you guys next Friday. Bye. Yep, again, check out Media Club at 2 p.m. Bye, everyone.